right-of-way use permit for the owner to install security upgrades for Lark Tuscaloosa.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. So, this is a request to install some upgrades to their security at the Lark Apartments. This is over by Whataburger, just south of 13th. And what it is a way for them to monitor the traffic that goes in and out of the private parking facility there. It'll be in the public right of way, so we're wanting to establish that they are the entity responsible if it was to get hit or whatever, that the city has no obligation to make any repairs or maintenance.
I'm sorry, Mike, say that last part again.
This is, when we give
This where we had that stabbing.
I don't know about no stabbing there, Counselor.
I don't believe so, sir. We've had some cars stolen.
Okay, go ahead, say it again, please.
So what we do with these right-of-way use permits is we establish the ownership of that improvement or infrastructure that gets placed in our public right-of-way. So that 10 years from now or whatever, there's no obligation that if the pole gets knocked down or whatever, that the city has any responsibility to make any repairs.
Okay,
And we're good with it. It's low volume street.
you recommend it?
Yes, sir, we do.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you, Mike. Agenda item number 2, approval of professional service contract with Dr. Coker for consultant service related to Rosewood, Linwood drainage. Ms. McCool,
Hello.
how you doing?
Hello.
All right, so we're looking at a professional services agreement for a jurisdictional delineation at the Rosewood Linwood Drainage Improvements Project. So here we have our vicinity map. You can see where this is in relation to City Hall, but over there off of Veterans Memorial Parkway. And then a little up close, this is the enlarged vicinity map. So we're doing some channel improvements along that line there on the back side of Rosewood. Here you see a ponding water. So essentially we're looking for that jurisdictional delineation, which informs if this water qualifies as water of the United States, which requires compliance with the Clean Water Act. So our goal here is to inform our work area decisions, any permitting requirements, and then any mitigation that's necessary. So it's kind of a preliminary step before we get into the design of this project to make sure we're in compliance.
Sure.
About how old is that? How long ago was that done? I wonder.
A very long time ago.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Because there was phase 1 improvements back in 2010. This predated that, back out, I believe maybe in the 70s or before. So
Probably older than that.
I think you're right. So yeah, this is along that whole channel. There's a couple of different ponding water locations, but it's really to, evaluate the plant life, the soils, and determine if that's a jurisdictional feature, which is over and above our heads. So we're going to have a consultant perform that work.
Yeah, I'm on slow mode today. So this is not to get rid of the water, it's to determine if it's
If we can
clean?
get rid of it. So we've got to evaluate this water and understand if it's a jurisdictional feature. So that's protected by the, Clean Water Act, and with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, we'll have that coordination to determine if our project can, in fact, go through this area, or if we need to reroute our project around it, or if there's any mitigation that's required. So I know it looks so minor, but if it is a jurisdictional feature, it impacts the way in which we approach the project.
Where are the tracks, the railroad tracks from there? Behind that?
Yes, so you see there that this is along that red line. There's a couple scenarios where there's ponding water, and that's in relation there to the railroad tracks you can see.
Is the erosion behind those houses kind of stopped?
That's what the goal of this project is to address the sedimentation
Sure.
issues from erosion. So that's taking the water all along this channel and
People were
causing
losing
buildup.
their backyard fences at one time.
Okay, yeah. I think it's mostly stabilized, but there's still a lot of sedimentation issues that are occurring.
Mike, y'all know,
So this jurisdiction.
all the way back down that track, past the hospital, west, all the way to close to Queen City Avenue, there's a giant flood basin.
Yes.
Because Tim Leopard was working on a huge grant to cover
this
the
is
whole area.
This is a little bit different watershed. Where this goes, it goes under 13th and goes a little farther south and goes through the old Cedar Crest neighborhood. The Protect grant that
Okay.
you're remembering with the UA and Tim Leopard is a little bit further west drainage shed. The main goal here is that, based on the jurisdictional determination, will determine how the consultant needs to prepare their engineering design proposal to us for this location. So we need to get this step done before they can fully complete their design proposal to us. This may require a core permit or whatever to mitigate this.
Okay, so we're just doing the 9,200 now?
Correct.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 3, approval of contract with Southeastern Seal Coating, Inc. for 36th Avenue East Rainbow Culvert, Dr. Culvert, our replacement project. Rainbow Drive.
Good afternoon,
Good
Council.
afternoon.
I said Dr.
And so we're seeking approval to award the contract to Southeastern Seal Coating for the 36th Avenue East at Rainbow Drive culvert replacement. This was part of the initial neighborhood drainage presentation we did last year. There's your blown up view of where we are, south of Skyland. A little bit closer in, there's Rainbow Drive where it comes in. And here's some pictures. We had a call one night about a hole in the road, so Public Works had to go out and patch that hole, determine the corrugated metal pipe's deteriorating, so it's good. This is going to keep happening until we fix the problem.
194.5, gets us out of there.
Yes, sir.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Zach, you got the next two?
Yes. So this is approval of the minor public works contract with Alabama Coast Stripe for our phase 1 of our crosswalk striping upgrades. Let's see. So currently, what we're trying to transition to is the continental striping, which you'll see on the right. It's those the perpendicular lines to the crosswalk, as opposed to what's currently in place, which are just, if there is any striping, it's usually those just 2 straight lines going across. So we're gonna, phase 1 is gonna be, this is our downtown section of phase 1. So generally from University South to 7th and from 23rd over to Queen City. We got a couple of them on Greensboro Avenue. And then we're also doing Jack Warner Parkway from Almond Avenue to Hackberry. So this is to kind of help vehicles be able to see pedestrians and see where crosswalks are more efficiently. It just highlights those crosswalks better.
Questions?
I'm good.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Agenda item number 5, Zach?
Yep. And so this is for the balancing change order for Inliner Solutions for our 2025 CMP lining project. It's a deductive change order. Let's see. And then just a reminder, this was 3 locations we did: Fredericksburg, Bellevue, and Redbud. Let's see. It's a deductive amount of $19,286. We kind of have a before and after picture there, just kind of showing you what they do when they line the pipe. So that's before, where the bottom of the pipe's basically gone, and they're able to reestablish that and line it, extend the life of a pipe another 50 plus years.
Motion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, Zach. Agenda item number 6, Scott.
Good afternoon. This is a joint funding agreement between us and the University of Alabama. It is a partnership on some shared interest we have in, first, what is referred to as the triangle lot, which I will let somebody else describe better what the triangle lot is if that comes into question, as well as the University Water Tower, which I think we're all familiar with. What this agreement would do is it would share the cost of cleaning debris and dewatering debris from the Triangle lot. We would split that 50-50 with our share not to exceed $30,000, adjusted upward by 5% or not to exceed annually. On the water tower, this is for water tower cleaning. That would be a 75-25 split. So the university would actually pay for 75% of the water tower cleaning. We would pay for 10%, and that is not to exceed $10,000 annually, which again is adjusted max 5% upward annually. So that's a summary of the agreement. If we want to talk about the technical aspect of this, I'll lean on Mr. Gardner or Ms. Michael.
What do we call them, triangle lot?
The Triangle lot is a parking lot that the university built just south of Bryant-Denny Stadium and west of 10th Avenue.
It's the one that covers that retention,
That's exactly
got a
right.
lake underneath it?
Yes, and that's what this cleaning is for, is, cleaning that basin underneath that parking lot.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 7, Ryan Gurney. Let me let you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
These next two are related to an outlet project along University Boulevard, SR 215, from 5 Points eastward towards the Cottondale area, towards Skyline and University Boulevard. So outlet has a project to widen a large portion of that road from a 2-lane typical section to 5 lanes. And so our utilities in conflict are required to relocate those. The project for us, there's a component of improvement that we want to add. So typically these projects are reimbursable, and this one is as well, 95%. It's 96% actually. So the remaining 4% is $280,000 worth of betterment or improvements that we want to do to our system as part of this project. We want to add a 8-inch water line on the eastern extents of this project to kind of charge the distribution system in an area where there's a lot of small diameter, older 2-inch galvanized lines. So in summary, in terms of funding, we have a $280,000 improvement. We're proposing to cover that with a corresponding item in Finance Committee. We're taking the money from another item on the agenda today is to close out the Mercedes tank rehab project. That project's complete. It's complete in the fall, and we'll close it out. We have approximately $330,000, and we want to move that to this project to pay for this betterment. So I believe that's.
Brian, does it start, I knew they were doing some surveying out there recently. Does that start from the intersection of Veterans and University and then goes to that new car wash at the fork in the road in Cottondale?
That's generally right. Yeah, that's right. I was looking over here because I wasn't sure if it included the intersection. It does include the intersection.
Yeah, it goes all the way to Pruitt.
Yeah, but the 5 Points intersection is included.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
That needs it. Question?
So does the 286 is our part
Yes, sir.
for
It's a,
improvements we're choosing in that area?
that's right. Yes, sir. The project, I don't think I mentioned, the project altogether is $7.2 million worth of engineering construction for utility relocations. So again, $280,000 of that is us, and the remainder is reimbursable.
And finance today is the different pieces we're using to come up with that 286?
That's right. It's the one project that we've closed out.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. You got the next 4.
Let's see, I think I need to, so So the two items were, so that item was for the reimbursable agreement, and this item is for the actual engineering contract between us and Duncan Coker for that same project.
Between us and who?
Duncan Coker and Associates. So we did an RFQ to request qualifications due to the federal money, and we chose Duncan Coker.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there some of that road in the county, some of that area in the county?
That's a good question that I'm gonna have to get help on.
Some of Buttermilk is in the county,
Yeah.
but all of, I believe the majority of what the state is doing is all in the city, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong with that, but I know portions of Buttermilk is in and out.
Yeah, I knew, like I said, there's kind of a lot of jogging in there.
I know, believe me, I know.
Question?
So Brian, is this the 627, is that the engineering services contract?
Yes, sir, that's right.
On
Yes,
page
sir.
11?
Yeah, that's right. That's their contract.
So it was already put out for bid, it's been awarded, now we're just authorizing,
Right.
executing it.
That's right.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. All right, agenda item number 9, Brian.
So these next two are related as well, not to the past two, but to each other.
Okay.
So this is, I've been in here a couple of times talking about our WRF Phase 2 project, where we're rehabbing our digesters. So those digesters have a methane gas system to help them stay at the right temperature, to help process the solids in the digestion and the digestors. So this is to a fee to or a professional service agreement with Varick, who is the vendor for that, the gas conditioning system that helps clean the gas from the digester so we can then send it to the boilers to heat up. So this is a startup and training cost. The payment for this is out of the WRF outside services budget.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Same thing, except this is with ADCO companies. This is a professional service agreement for $40,000. This is for the startup and training on the boilers. So there's 2 boilers. They're serviced by the methane gas that I mentioned, and also there's a hookup, a supply for natural gas. So they'll come in and train and start up each of those systems.
Motion. I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, my last one.
Agenda item number 11.
This is the Mercedes tank rehab project we did over the late last summer, fall. And this is the closeout to that construction contract for that job. The 23,000 is we had a deductive change order to close this out at 23,000. And then the budget had an additional 329 that we talked about moving, or excuse me, it's roughly 300,000 because that's the money we talked about moving to the Ally project.
So we had a deductive of 23,
Yes, sir.
and how much left over? 300?
305, I believe.
329.
329. So that's the 23 deductive plus the remainder in the budget.
Yeah.
Motion. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Agenda item number 12, authorization for the mayor to execute contract renewal with Crowder Gulf, which allows Crowder Gulf to exercise their option to increase unit price based on consumer price index. Eric?
Good afternoon, council. So this is the 3rd year of our contract with Crowder Gulf. They're our emergency debris contractor in case of an emergency. This allows us to get reimbursed by FEMA. This year, they've actually chosen not to increase by the CPI. So it's going to stay the same as what it was last year. And that's only if there is a natural disaster and we have to utilize this contract.
So our requirement is we have to rebid it every 3 years, right?
Correct.
To
So
keep the FEMA reimbursement.
the end of this calendar year, we'll come back and have to do another RFQ. The contract actually sunsets in April, so we'll do another 3 years at end of this calendar year.
At the end of this calendar year.
Yes, sir.
Price is not increased.
No, sir.
Do we use it during the last period?
No, sir. They've only, so this is the third year of a 3-year contract. I don't believe we had one before this, but this is us moving forward so we can try to be proactive.
All right, I'm good.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
passed. Thank you, Eric. Tim, you got the next three, 13 through 15.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So a couple of months ago, we brought a project to expand the TPD gym. Essentially, we're just enclosed a courtyard area outside of the police department adjacent to the existing gym. What this is funded by TPD Outside Services. It's to include 8 fire sprinklers inside that enclosure that we're currently about to construct.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, this item is funded by facility renewal and is to replace the 4 exterior city seals that are on the outside of the sky bridges between this building and Annex 2 and the security crosswalk and the intermodal parking facility. We've had one of those is damaged.
City seals?
Yes, sir. The round city seal that's on the
Oh.
exterior of the crosswalk. Yeah, one of
Not
those.
Sealing something from.
No, sir. No, sir. The
Very
crest,
good.
if you will. One of those is damaged, and they've been up there for at least the last 6 years. So, it's just time to give them a refresh and get all
Come
4 of them
out,
replaced.
facility renewal.
Yes, sir.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. All right, Tim.
All right, and the last item here is funded by the River District Fund for AMP repairs and maintenance. And this is to construct a new screening wall that is behind the merchandise table on the east side of the amphitheater. This just really screens the back of house operations at that merchandise table. We've had one there for years. We've repaired it numerous times. It's had wind damage. It's fallen apart a few times, and we really just need to beef it up and do something a little bit more substantial.
Where's the money?
River District AMP repairs and maintenance.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Thanks, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Agenda item number 16. Jason, approval of contract amendment for professional service with Civic Plus LLC.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is to add single sign-on, which is the ability to use your city username and password to the system that 311 operators use. So this is a kind of an ongoing security push that we've had to have integrated security to all of our web-based platforms, and this is to add that to this one. So.
Most.
I got one.
Okay.
This is the ability to use a single sign-on to the 311.
Yes, sir.
Who's signing on to 311?
The 311 operators and city staff that use
What
it.
do they use now?
Right now, it's a separate username and password.
Oh, they have a separate.
Yes, sir. So this is to integrate. We're trying to do this for all of our
Second.
applications.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Thanks, Jason. Agenda item number 17, Jeff, authorization of Fourth Amendment to lease with TLC, FBL, LLC.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
These two, this agenda item, the next are associated. The Fourth Amendment adjusts the lease by TCL FBO that was approved back in December to reverse the added acreage back to the original survey under TCL. It's about 5.3 acres, and then that'll set up the next agenda item, the Fifth Amendment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
I'll introduce this one as The Fourth Amendment is approved. This will set up the request for assignment from TCL FBO to Ascension FBO Network. We have representatives by both FBOs, and they're available for any questions that you may have.
Cool. Can we ask Ascension to come on up?
Sure.
Hey, come on up.
No. Everybody knows I love airport, right? An airplane. You love an airplane, you better love an airport.
Tell you what, tell us what you want to have going on.
Yeah, good afternoon. First, Joe Hansen, part of the executive leadership team of Ascension, formerly Hawthorne. Corporate name is still Hawthorne, but we're doing business as Ascension. Ascension, we're an 11 FBO location across the country, growing, expanding, and we see a lot of great things in Tuscaloosa. We're excited about Tuscaloosa and the airport. Having a bigger footprint here requires consolidation of the FBOs, and in a market of this size, it really requires kind of a single organization that's well capitalized. Right now, we've got 2 people in boats pushing and pulling the opposite direction. We're splitting the gallons, we're splitting the revenue, and we have duplicate costs. And so for our ability to grow and expand and want to do right by the community, by our customers, by our employees, and frankly, having an opportunity to really invest the dollars that we think it's appropriate and that the Tuscaloosa Airport deserves. Consolidation of that field will allow greater investment and looking for community engagement and bringing the community together. We think a large measure is this public-private partnership, and this truly is. We want to be good stewards of the public asset and give back to the community because of our focus. And what we'd like to do is have that kind of be the ecosystem where we're driving build, construction, bringing in new customers, build new hangars, have an opportunity to do outreach to the community as it relates to giving young people an introduction to aviation, having internships, apprenticeships, part-time jobs, sponsorships and scholarships to those young people that we feel there's a great career path for. Our industry needs over 250,000 pilots. Where are those pilots going to come from? We think it's outreach to community. We need over 80 to 90,000 aircraft maintenance folks. We think the best way to drive that is an outreach program and an apprenticeship program. So we're asking for approval to acquire the assets in this lease assignment and be able to really drive that growth, expansion, and investment and community outreach.
Joe, where do you operate? I don't know.
Me personally, I live in
headquarters.
Yeah, headquarters in Houston, Texas. I live in Nevada. Most of our executive team are remote, and we all travel to all the locations.
So if this FBO lease is approved, y'all are buying the assets and the lease, and then you're going to consolidate your 2, so the boat's not pulling in different directions.
That's correct, yes.
I don't have any other questions.
I just want to say thank you. Had a great meeting with you. Want to appreciate the outreach you've already done in the community. Look forward to expanding that and working with you. Also look forward to the improvements and investments that we've discussed in the airport. The airport is one of our greatest assets, and we want to make sure we get it right. So we appreciate all your hard work, and I look forward to working with you and helping the airport grow.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion.
Any other questions or comments? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you. All right. Any more questions from committee meetings or comments?